Hello,
Hi.
how's it going? I didn't think you were a real person.
No, I'm real. Sorry, I got involved with something else and notifications on my phone. The volume was turned down and I didn't get it. I apologize about that. You realize your camera's off?
Oh yeah, my bad. You want me to turn it on? I'll turn it on.
You didn't give me a lot of information. You just said starting a business and marketing. Where do you live?
I live in Houston.
Houston? Okay. And what did you want to talk about?
Specifically starting like how you said a painting business, but I was actually thinking a painting business or something like the company I currently work for now. But you didn't mention it in any of your startup businesses.
I didn't mention any what, sorry?
I said the company I currently work for now, it's a small business like how you described like the worst businesses or the best businesses, but you didn't mention the company that I work for, what they sell, and the specific businesses that you listed. But I believe the company I work for will be a good starting point for me
Okay. Why?
because they sell blinds and I install blinds like people have it on more house on the houses without the strings. They're like the push-up blinds. I don't know
Okay.
if you're familiar with those.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they sell shutters, I think motorized shutters and shades, something like that. But I only install the blinds.
Okay. So you're working with your hands.
Yes.
Okay. So let's assume you want to install these shades or blinds or even the shutters. What's the first step?
Figuring out how they get the contract with the big builders like in the Houston area. I believe that's how I would first start.
Okay,
And
so you
then
want to work for the builders. How much money is there to be made with builders?
Um, from what I've seen, they have contracts with them. All the houses range from however many windows they install. So when I install a house that's like 20 blinds or something like that, the price comes out to like 3,000.
What do you think the profit is?
When I first got hired, I talked to the owner, the CEO. He actually interviewed me and we had a one-on-one. He told me they grossed about 20 million for the whole year. But I don't know, that could have went up. I'm not sure.
20
Because they don't
million.
ju they don't just do commercial, I mean, residential, they do commercial as well.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is working with builders, the margins are extremely skinny.
Hmm.
Okay. So out of the 20 million, he might make 500,000 or a million in profit, which is not very much.
You think so? Because if he has a plenty of it's a lot of people who work there. I mean, we don't get paid. Like it's not we get paid all right, but I'm sure he brings home more than him and that he has it's the owner and it's the CEO. I'm pretty sure they bring at least over at least six figures, close to a million.
Okay.
Well, that's just from what I've seen the paperwork. Like on commercial buildings, just just the whole apartment complex alone, it costed about plus the supplies and the labor, they charged the specific person who was building the apartment about 200,000. And that's just one apartment they do, and they do these every day. They have contractors and workers and all type of stuff.
Keep in mind, there's a lot of expenses in running a business.
I,
So,
yes, I definitely know that.
yeah. How many of my videos have you watched?
I watched the I probably watched like at least 20 so far, but
Okay.
a lot of them I was just trying to analyze what the you said the worst businesses and the best businesses. You always talk about painting and dog food. Those and then you always talk about bookkeeping as well. So I
Okay.
believe painting is definitely something that I want to look into, or at least, get started. Because when I install houses on the blinds, it's like a lot of contractors who are there already. It's like the painters, the carpenters, they're installing tile, whoever it is, the HVAC, everybody is like they all are there. And I just try to pick up on little things and see how like they run things.
Okay. How long have you been installing these blinds?
Going on 2 years.
2 years. And what were you doing before that? You were in school?
Yeah, I was in college.
What did
I
you take
didn't
in college?
I didn't finish, but I was taking business.
Okay. Um, okay. See, these conversations are always very awkward, especially for me, because people expect, you know, they expect miracles or a pill that they take that automatically makes them wealthy. And it never works that way.
Hmm.
See, this conversation is, how do I build the Empire State Building? How do I design and build the Empire State Building? That's what, building a business looks like, right?
Hmm.
So it's hundreds of these conversations, plus all the work that's done between these conversations that that ultimately we design a successful business.
Hmm.
You understand that? So usually the first step is to join the group mentoring events. Um, so we can start that process. And one of the first things you do, I suggest you do, is create a spreadsheet so you compare at least 10 different businesses together.
Hmm.
Did you watch that video when I talk about that?
No, I didn't. I think I seen it on I was looking at, I think something like that on you have it on the LinkedIn or the link tree. I think you have some like a spreadsheet on there and it has like different businesses or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah. So that's what I would suggest you do, because what I find is a lot of people just they get an idea, they want to start a coffee shop, then they start a coffee shop, or they want to buy a gas station, or they want to start a restaurant, and you just follow, right? I think it's a good idea, and just follow. And then they realize, hey, this is a horrible business, and they're stuck for 10 or 20 years, and they can't sell the business, right? So by
Hmm.
creating the spreadsheet and figuring out what's life's going to be like for all the 10 or 12 different businesses, then you can choose the best one for you.
I
Okay.
understand.
Because choosing the wrong business, you're creating 40 years of misery,
No.
right? And I manage a group that has 337,000 business owners. Most of them chose the wrong business. Most of them are working with their hands. Most of them are miserable.
What
And
do you
most of them are
mean?
not making, the money they should be making.
What do you mean by working with your hands? Like manual labor?
Yeah, what you're doing, installing blinds, that's not a business. That's a job,
Oh yeah, I work.
right?
Yeah, I have a job. Yeah.
Yeah, but most business owners, that's what they do. They say, "Oh, I'm going to start a blind business." And the first thing they do is they find customers and they install blinds, right? And then they hire helpers. It's still a glorified job with helpers. It's not a business.
So what is the definition of a business?
Uh, I own shares in 19 different companies. I don't work in the businesses. The businesses work for me. Okay.
So
You
a
haven't,
business is you can walk away like if a business owner they can say they're a business owner if they can walk away from their business and it still operates.
well, my definition of a true entrepreneur is someone who owns multiple companies and sells companies, right? Grows companies, sells them, gets them $5 million, sells them. We have more buyers for business than we have sellers.
Okay.
And that's why the spreadsheet is, good for you to start with, so you can decide what you want to do. And meantime, while you're designing the business blueprint, you keep working at your job to keep paying the bills, because you don't want to start a business, then all of a sudden, rape the company because you need money and pay mortgage and pay rent and car payments and stuff like that. The money stays in the company, so it grows faster. Okay, we've created over 1,000 millionaires in my 40-year career.
Oh
So
wow.
there's a system.
So I should, like you said, look over the spreadsheet and analyze which business I want.
No, no. See, you're getting too far ahead of yourself. Join the group mentoring events, which is
Hmm.
$44 a month. We meet weekly every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
So go back to my link tree, click on the group mentoring, register, then we'll start working. Okay.
Okay. And this everybody's in there, so it's like a collective amount of people.
Yeah, this is a brand new group. We have, 5 or 6 people who want to start businesses. So you're going to be learning from me and other people who want to start businesses.
Okay.
Okay. And you're going
Perfect.
to help each other, motivate each other to keep going, to go farther or faster.
Okay.
What's your credit score?
Probably like 600. I think it's
600.
like just like 600. But I have money saved up. I don't know if you're familiar with wholesale real estate. I don't know if you
Okay.
heard it.
Is that what
I,
you're doing?
yeah, I did that on the side. I just closed a $30,000 deal. So I'm saving up money. I probably saved up at least 90,000. But that's
Okay.
just like cash in my bank. But I don't really like, I mean, I want to use that for a business, but I'd rather use credit so I don't have to, you know, use all of my own capital, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
I would use that. You've got that in the bank somewhere. Open a line of credit with that as collateral. So you should be able to get double that in a line of credit. But when you go to and this is what we talk about at the meetings, do not go to your bank and ask for a line of credit. Because as soon as you do that, even though you have money in the bank, they're less likely to give it to you, or they're not going to give you favorable terms, right? It's when you start a conversation with your bank manager and you have certain conversations and they suggest to you a line of credit. Those are going to be much favorable terms if they suggest it as opposed to you ask for it. When you ask a
Oh,
bank for money, they rarely give it to you. When they offer you money, that's a different story. You always get money when you don't need it. As soon as you need it, they're not going to give it to you. Does that make sense?
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So, and it's understanding how, how people think and how your future employees think and what they're driven and what motivates them and what keeps them around, right? What makes them commit to you as a business owner. Okay. Like I said, we've helped create 1,000 millionaires in our 40-year career.
You said you've been doing this for 40 years?
I started my first construction business when I was 17. Made my first million before I was 25.
Oh, wow. How long ago was that?
I'm 65, so a long time ago. A long time ago. Okay.
Okay, I got you.
Now, keep in mind, my first divorce cost me $7 million. So I'm not pretending that I'm perfect. I made mistakes, right? But the thing is, we've created a system to help you be successful, give you better odds to be successful. Okay. We have a 1% failure rate when in the industry, there's a 96% failure rate.
And that comes from not they people who chose the wrong business, like you say, because of the
Well,
failures.
not necessarily chose the wrong business. They didn't design the business. Any business can be the wrong business. Even bookkeeping, most bookkeepers are running the wrong business because they never designed their business properly. Okay. But when you design the bookkeeping business properly with branding and differentiation, create an unfair advantage, and you truly help your clients, that's a great business. The idea is useless. The idea is almost useless. It's implementation of the idea in a recipe-like manner that's important. Okay. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
can start a blind company and go bankrupt, or you can start a blind company with branding, differentiation, and the leverage tools and be very successful, right? But you got to get in front of you. The most important part of any business is trust. Your clients, your future potential clients need to trust you. They have to trust you, or else you're not going to close any contracts, right? So when you
Mm-hmm.
create that trust for clients you're going to need 3 and 5 years down the road, then you're always developing new clients, right? You're always bringing in new clients. For example, one of my videos on TikTok has 9 million views, 9.2 million views. The last 10 videos have more than 20 million views, right? So when you start getting in front of people who need blinds or need painting or need bookkeeping or whatever the service is, now you're getting in front of people who want to do business with you. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes, it's all
So
about trust.
it's about trust. You got to develop trust, and you have to create the need, right? I'm not
Uh,
saying blinds is a bad idea. What I'm suggesting is builders do not pay very much. And when you're competing with 10 or 15 other companies who want those contracts, they're going to keep bidding the margins down,
mm,
right? And if you insist on working for builders should only represent 10% of your overall revenue. Because retail, going directly to the consumer, um, or going directly to the condo boards or the property management companies, then chances are your margins are higher. Or Mrs. Jones, who owns, a $5 million, $20 million home, you go directly to her through an interior designer or through an architect, right? Then you keep your margins much higher, right? So if you insist on starting that business, we'll connect you with 50 or 100 interior designers or real estate agents who introduce you to the homeowner. And that's how you're going to grow your business to, 3 million or $5 million. Right. But doing that spreadsheet makes sense because you want to make sure you choose the right business and you envision your life over the next 3, 5, 10, 20, 30 years. And there should be an exit strategy. You want to be able to sell the business in 5 years, 5 or 10 years, and you don't have to sell it. If you get an offer, then you have a choice. Do I sell it? Do I keep it? Right? It's nice to have choices, right?
and selling it is just why would somebody sell their business? It's just an exit strategy or what?
Yeah, so you can take the money and start 5 other businesses,
Okay,
right?
I got you. And you said working with your hands. Isn't painting also working with your hands?
Well, how much do you get paid per hour now?
$20.
$20. Okay. So why, if I started a blind company, why would I work with my hands for $20 an hour when I can hire 10 guys like you at 20 bucks an hour? Right? If I hire
Mm-hmm.
20 guys like you at 20 bucks an hour, I can get a lot more work done. Right?
Yeah.
If I'm working with my hands, I can't manage 20 people because I'm too busy doing my employees' work. Who's doing the CEO's work? Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with bookkeeping, for that, that's just handling somebody's finances, basically.
Well, no, that's what the average bookkeeper does. Actually, I posted a lot of videos about bookkeeping because I'm really passionate about bookkeeping. And keep in mind, when I analyze businesses, and I used to average 5 flights a week flying in all over North America, analyzing companies. And these were, 50 million, $100 million companies. And sometimes they had 1,500 employees. So looking at their financials, I noticed that none of them, well, maybe 5 in 40 years had good financials. They knew their financials, right? 5 out of, thousands and thousands of companies actually had good books, right?
Mm.
So what I'm trying to say is people hire bookkeepers and accountants and tax strategy lawyers, and they're not getting their money's worth. So by really creating a service to help clients double and triple their profits, you keep clients for life, right? The problem with painting business is the average job is around $5,000. But once you paint somebody's house, now what? You got to move to another house, right? Another client. The client doesn't need you anymore. The client may give you referrals, but the client doesn't need you anymore, probably for another 3 or 5 years, right? So you got to keep finding new clients. With bookkeeping, you find a client, you do a good job for them, you've got them for life, right? You've got them for life. And that's why the bookkeeping business is so profitable, especially if you're doubling or tripling their profits, right? See, bookkeepers just take numbers and put them in boxes, right? Using QuickBooks. They take, the paint costs for a job and they put it in a box in QuickBooks and say, here are your numbers, right? Then the client, okay, thank you. Now that I know how much taxes you're going to pay on my behalf. But that's not enough, right? They're not helping that client, figure out where they're bleeding money, where they're inefficient, where they can save on taxes, how they can hire better employees so they can keep growing their company, right? So when you do that and you help the client double their profits, they're going to say, holy crap, you helped me go from 1 million to 3 million. Can you get me to 5 million? Yes, we can. And that's why the client stays with you forever, as long as you do a good job, right?
And then
Bookkeeping is a great business for that reason. And you could sell that business because clients will sign a 2-year contract. Now that you have a 2-year contract, the buyer for your business sees, okay, I've got guaranteed money coming in, right? I'll pay you the $10 million for your business. Now you take that $10 million, you can keep some shares in that business, take 5 million and start 5 or 10 other businesses, or start investing in real estate, or start whatever you want to do. I don't like real estate, but most people do.
why don't you like real estate?
Because it's too slow. Like I can take a business, I can take $50,000, start a painting business, a $5 million painting business, and sell that business in 5 or 6 years, right? And make $500,000 each year from $50,000. Do that in real estate. You can't, because you can double a painting business every 2 or 3 years. Real estate takes 15 to 30 years to double, right? And you require a lot of money to invest in real estate. Most of the businesses we start, you can start with $50,000.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
Yeah. It's more than enough because we use tools. We know what works because we've been comparing companies now for 40 years. Why do some companies, do 20 million, others struggle to pay their bills? Then when we start seeing the differences, that's what we call the 33 tools. Okay.
And with bookkeeping, as you said, build trust. So, like with certain clients, those clients could refer you to other businesses, and then that's how you even increase, your contracts and et cetera. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Referrals are crucial, but you don't depend on referrals alone. That's why you do, social media.
Marketing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, you do
perfect.
marketing to create relationships, to create the need. Create the need. And you're creating the need, just like you're calling me, right? You wanted to talk to me, your clients are going to call you and say, yeah, can you really, help me increase my profit? Well, before I answer that question, let me show you, right? You do a PowerPoint presentation on Zoom, or you send out a salesperson, go see him in his office. He does a PowerPoint presentation. This is what we do. Here are some testimonials from other clients, right? And, we'll work for you for free for 30 days. Let's show you. We're not here to scam you. We're not here to take your money. We're here to make you rich. And we're so convinced that we can do that. We'll work for you for free for 30 days. If you don't like the work we've done in 30 days, don't pay us. We'll find another client, right? You do that enough, you'll get, and the thing is, small business owners know a lot of other small business owners,
Mhm.
right? And they do a lot of networking. And one of the things you're going to do is say, yeah, you need to get out there. You need to join, what do you call them? Community groups, networking groups, e-commerce groups, anything to network with other businesses. Get to know people in your community. Join Facebook groups, get out there, learn, meet 50 real estate agents, meet interior designers, meet people, right? And we're going to show them how to do that online as well, right? So when you help them to become successful, let's say he's a painter, right? He needs to get involved with at least 50 interior designers, right? Those interior designers need a bookkeeper, right? You're going to help him find, 50 real estate agents to refer him, right? Those real estate agents need a bookkeeper, right? Everybody needs a bookkeeper. So by helping them, you're really helping yourself, because then your client becomes your salesperson and he starts referring people back to you, right?
Yep.
It's a great business. It's a great business. But you don't have to decide what type of business you want to start, but start by creating a following, right? You need a
By
following.
a following, like you mean on Facebook, Instagram, or you
TikTok
mean
is the easiest. I started on TikTok about 9 months ago. I started with 30 followers,
like,
literally 30 followers.
yeah, you have 180,000 or something like that
Yeah,
now.
exactly. So there's so much need for people to be educated, right? And most of those people are business owners who are starving for, good education, for good knowledge, right? And that's what you're going to do as a bookkeeper.
Okay.
So watch the videos where I talk about index sites. An index site, we've done this for moving companies. We've done this for roofing companies. An index site is one we connect about 1,000 bookkeepers and accountants around North America on the website. Each of these businesses will have a landing page. Each of these businesses will be operating under one brand, wowledgerlion.com. Okay. And each one is going to hire 3 social media managers to create work for that website, because there's so much work being done on this website. It's going to be the size of Amazon. And whenever someone types in, best bookkeepers Houston, your page comes up, they fill in a requested quote, your salesperson calls them and says, how can we help you? What's your situation? How much money are you making? Oh, that's crap. We can help you build on that, right? They go have a coffee with them.
Okay, perfect. And you said just look at the on the link or join. You said join the mentors, the group first, and then
Yeah.
you
Well, it
know.
really depends on how fast you want to launch this. Some people want to launch faster. And because you put some money aside already, you might want to do the individual mentoring And you automatically get access to the group mentoring. So
Okay.
you're getting the best of both worlds. So individually, you book a time on my calendar, each week. We talk for 50 minutes. And we help you move along and help you design this business. But being a dealer, like the website has been aging for 12 years now.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, 12 years. We think well ahead. We don't want to launch that business until March of 27. That's
It's a
why we
long,
have a 1% failure rate.
that's a long time from now.
Well, not really. Not really. There's a shit ton of work we still need to do. Okay. We don't leave anything to chance. We want to make sure that we have an unfair advantage, truly an unfair advantage over the competition. I mean, think about Amazon, what they did to the retail industry. They just obliterated it, right? There's no retail anymore when Amazon is in the picture. That's
Yep.
what we want to do to the bookkeeping industry. We just want to take market share.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate, you getting on the call with me.
I apologize for being late, but go back to my TikTok, click on the link tree, click on the individual. And you're not going to quit your job. Here's the bad news. You're not going to quit your job anytime soon. Okay? Because you cannot rape the new company.
You said I'm not gonna quit my job anytime soon.
You
I mean, I didn't
shouldn't.
I didn't plan on quitting.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
best to leverage a 9 to 5, honestly.
Yeah. And the other thing we should look at is what are your expenses? I'd like you to reduce your expenses as much as possible.
I'm already, I pretty much spend only what I need to. I mean, I don't spend any unnecessary money. I'm really good at saving money actually.
Okay.
But I mean, I can try to reduce. I keep track of my expenses.
Do
I
you have
have
any
an
car
app.
loans?
Oh no, cash cars.
Okay. How much is your vehicle? What's the value of your vehicle?
I have like a Honda Civic. But I think it's around maybe $4,000.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. And Honda Civic is cheap on gas, cheap insurance. What about where you live? Are you
Uh,
renting or do you own?
rent right
How
now.
much do you pay?
Like 1,400.
Any chance you can get a roommate?
Oh yeah, my girlfriend. And
Okay.
yeah, we stay together. So, but
Okay.
we're gonna downsize in a couple months. Go somewhere it's cheaper, like 900 or something.
Yeah. You know, you want to spend all your money. Everything from here on in is a business expense. Then that way it becomes a tax write-off. Everything. Okay. You take your girlfriend to lunch, invite a future potential client so you can write that lunch off. Okay. Everything is a business expense.
Everything.
Well, as much as possible, yes. As much as possible, yes. If you want to be successful, you want to be a millionaire, I can make you a millionaire, but you can't. It doesn't sound like you spend a lot of money, but everything should be a business expense. Everything should be designed for the business to upgrade the business. Even your Honda Civic, eventually I'm going to ask you to sell it so you can
I was
drive a Mercedes Sprinter van that's wrapped,
mm,
right, with Wow Ledger Lion. Okay. And we do that for our roofing company. We get between 14 and 20 leads per day. And we hire retirees to drive that vehicle up and down major highways. Okay. That combined with the online marketing, we get between 14 and 20 leads per day directly from the vehicle.
oh
We
wow.
we have a loudspeaker. We have an actor that does Trump's voice and a number of other voices. So we get attention. The idea is to get attention. Okay. So we'll talk more about that on Wednesday. So Do that now because I'm concerned about analysis paralysis. 80% of the people after this call do nothing. Okay. You got to make a decision. Are you going to be the one that takes action, or are you going to be the person that does nothing?
I mean, I'm taking action right now.
Okay.
I'm on a call with you. A lot of people don't probably want to get on the call, but
Well, see, a call is not enough because a call generally gets them into analysis paralysis. Then they
Mhm.
start watching all these videos. Then they get confused. Then it's too much information. Then they can't process, right? You don't need to look at the whole staircase before taking the first step. You know, there's going to be thousands of steps. The first step is to let's do this. It's $44 a month. I'm sure you can afford that, right? But it's a step by step by step process.
No,
I
I
can't make the
understand.
first step for you.
Yes, sir. I understand.
Okay. And how do you pronounce your first name? Do people call you Ish or what
My first name is Ishmael, like off of Moby Dick, but you can call me Ish.
Ish? Is that what your friends call you?
Yeah, pretty much
Okay.
everybody else.
Okay. What do you do when you're not working? Do you play any sports or?
I mean, I'm pretty old for sports. I'm 24, but I mean, I'm working on my wholesaling business right now. That's what I do if I'm not doing it. I go to the gym, but right now my focus is wholesaling.
Okay. And how do you get in front of clients? How many followers do you have on TikTok now?
I probably have like 30.
30? Okay. So you're
Um,
not getting clients from TikTok right now?
no, most of my clients come from like I don't know if you're familiar with pre-foreclosure or probate or pre-foreclosure tax sales. Those are where my clients come from. It's more like I go to the county and I get my clients. So I get whoever's on those lists, the divorce list or whatever they're on, and then I get them, I find their names and numbers, then I call them. So it's
Okay.
a lot of cold calling.
Okay. Um, I used to flip 12 houses a month.
Like flip, like remodel or build.
No, remodel.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
paint, flooring, sometimes a kitchen, sometimes a bathroom, but most of the time just paint.
Mm-hmm.
But I found that to be too slow. But I got that list from the hot sheet from banks,
Mm.
directly from banks. We used to bribe certain people in the banks with flowers and stuff. And they used to give us half an hour with the list before they opened it up to anyone else. You'd be surprised what you can do in half an hour.
So what do you mean by what list were you getting from the banks?
The hot list, the recent foreclosures.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Okay. So we'd be in the house looking at the house, and I'd be on the phone with my agent, and he's presenting an offer while I'm still in the house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Then we got into conceptual investing and stuff like that. I mean, we can talk about that in the future if you want to expand that side of the business. Um, but having said all that, I used to invest a lot in real estate, but I don't anymore because it's too slow, right? It's too slow. So, any other
You
questions? Quick questions?
and what is your name? Lee? Is it
Leo,
Lee?
Leo. Yep.
Leo.
Yep.
Okay. I don't really have any questions, you know. I mean, as soon as we get off this call, I'm gonna join the mentorship
Okay.
and go from there.
Okay. Do you want to do the group or the individual?
Probably the
Yeah.
group for now,
Okay.
and then once I get familiar, then go to the
Okay. And
individual.
once you've done that, I'll send you the link for Wednesday, 8 p.m. So make sure you mark it on your calendar.
Every Wednesday
Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Eastern. So what time is that? Oh, that's probably 7 p.m. Central, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, nice meeting you, Ish. We'll talk again soon. on Wednesday, probably.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, have a good night.